You're conversing, the chat is flowing smoothly, and you're starting to sense a true connection with this individual. But what happens if that awful moment reappears after 10 minutes? The uncomfortable stillness. What should you do if you think a conversational topic has run its course? And how can you keep people engaged and interested when you never run out of things to say? It's not always necessary to pursue a conversation to its conclusion. But if you frequently run out of things to say, then it can create problems in your relationships with others. Here are a few things you should consider to make the conversation going. Focus on the conversation. Sometimes all we can think about is whether or not we come off as strange, whether or not we are blushing, or whether or not our heart is about to jump out of our chest. Focusing intensely on what the other person is saying will help you to relax and become more focused on the task at hand. According to a study conducted on attentional focus and social anxiety, when participants concentrated their attention on what the other person was saying, rather than on their internal reactions such as heart rate, blushing, or concern about how they were being perceived, they were less nervous and had fewer physical reactions as a result. Because your attention is focused on what your spouse is saying, you will not have time to feed your internal uneasiness because your mind will be absorbed in the discussion. When you are less concerned about yourself, it is easier to come up with interesting things to say. Stop trying so hard. Allow for silences when you're nervous and trying to think of something to say. Accept the fact that it may take a few more seconds to formulate an answer. Rather than attempting to win people over to your side, focus on ensuring that they like being in your company. You can accomplish this by being an excellent listener. It is not your intention to appear a specific way when you speak. Rather, you say things that you believe the other person would find amusing or fascinating in order to gain their attention. Keep an eye on their feet to determine their level of interest. In some cases, the other person intentionally ends the discussion, while in others, the other person simply does not know what to say when they are trying to communicate. What criteria do you use to distinguish between the two? Their body language will tell you whether or not they are interested in spending time conversing with you or whether they have other plans. Take a look at which direction their feet are pointing. Is it moving in your direction or away from you? If it is directed at you, it means they are inviting you to continue the conversation, especially if it's located far from you. They may want to escape from the conversation. If they additionally spend a significant amount of time staring in the direction of their feet, this is an even stronger indication that they want to go. Use things around you to inspire new topics. Consider taking inspiration from your surroundings and making a comment or asking a question about it in order to keep your conversation flowing. Some people avoid making basic statements because they believe they are too commonplace. Don't. They are excellent sources of inspiration for fresh and interesting themes. Refer back to something you talked about before. When the issue you're now discussing runs out of steam, feel free to return to any other topic you've previously discussed. Conversations do not have to proceed in a linear fashion. When a topic has reached the end of its life cycle, feel free to move on to a new or previous one. Ask open-ended questions. Open-ended inquiries allow the other person the opportunity to pause and think about their response before responding with anything more specific than a yes or no. Instead of saying, "Did you have a good time on your vacation? How was your vacation?" you can inquire. Asking questions like these frequently results in more extensive responses, which allows you to get to know each other more quickly and on a deeper level. Look for mutual interests. When we discover that we have something in common with someone, it automatically ignites the flame of friendship. Make it a point to bring up topics that interest you on a regular basis. Know that people want to learn about you. People don't solely want to talk about themselves, which is a lie. They also want a photo of the person they're speaking with, which you are. Don't be hesitant to reveal personal information as long as you're also interested in the other person. How much you share should be balanced with the other person. If someone offers you a detailed description of their job, give them a detailed description of yours. If they only say a few words about what they do, say a few words about what you do. Because we are revealing things to each other at the same time, this helps us bond. Because you're also opening up, you're keeping things exciting for your partner. Ask follow-up questions. Let's imagine you've recently discovered that the individual you're speaking with is from Connecticut. To move the conversation along, ask what, why, when, and how inquiries to elicit more information about the incident. Allow your inherent curiosity to lead the way. To avoid coming across as an interrogator, intersperse your queries with related information about yourself. Continue if they are providing you with complete, meaningful responses.